What's up, you guys? This is DMB Universe, and this is me reacting to the episode so I don't get hashtag spoiled and such right there. If you watched the previous episode, that being Secrets and Pies, you would know that I'm doing this for the sake of myself and my sanity and your sanity, so you don't have to be afraid that maybe at some point I might accidentally stumble across an image and get spoiled, and then my horrible antics of constantly getting hurt whenever something epic goes on in the middle of something in an episode can occur. Trust me, I believe that I am going to go through excruciating pain. Hopefully not. I'm going to do my best to keep myself in a completely static position, whatever happens. Setting myself up for failure. Let's get started with this episode. Don't know what it is due to the fact that there's no title, so let's get started, shall we? 3, 2, 1, now. Ah, Starlight.
Excuse me, when does the noon train from the Crystal Empire arrive?
Oh, her friend's coming. Sunburst, right?
Right.
That's what I'm hoping.
I'm just a little excited because my friend Sunburst is coming.
Yay,
He's
friendship.
my oldest friend. I mean, we've known each other practically forever.
Yeah, after
We
you
have
abandoned
tons
me,
in
we
common.
kind of like, I
We both love magic and
divulged.
games and jokes, everything, really. Now that I think about it, there isn't a pony in all of Equestria I have more in common with.
Aw, wait, what about, never mind. I'm not even gonna try to fight that. I'm not Starlight, I can't say what she is. But it does make sense. Sunburst was her first friend, or like longest friend in a sense. Even though you can blame Sunburst for a lot of things he did, but it's not his fault.
Starlight?
Look how disappointed she was. It's so adorable.
Of course. I've been looking forward to this visit for a long time.
Yay. Okay, I'm actually... Wow.
Whoa, how long are you staying?
Just a little reading for the train.
Same old Sunburst.
You really need to fix your hair, bro. I know it's probably your your style, but come
time
on.
Together, just like old times.
Yeah.
You and me doing the stuff we like, games, magic.
Antiquing.
What?
Antiquing. You know I like antiquing.
You
You
do?
liked antiquing?
Of course. Historical knickknacks, ancient relics. Oh, you are so lucky. Ponyville is antique central.
Oh, Sunburst. I
Is?
never
We
knew
never
how
talked
much of a
about this.
nerd you were.
We are going antiquing, and you are gonna love it.
Okay, let's drop your stuff off at the castle first.
Sure, only... we may need to make a few trips.
Okay. Okay, Sunburst, bro. Alright. Well, okay, let me just say, awkward moments aside, and with the such, having that moment of Starlight being so giddy to see Sunburst again really warms my heart, because it's like, yeah, they were a thing before, and it's actually really adorable how she really wants to rekindle and also just rekindle, renew, and refurbish the friendship that she has with Sunburst, since they haven't actually seen each other for a while. I mean, she was kind of a dictator for a while and also a time warper, but hey, we're not gonna bring that back up. I'm not like the movies.
Who knew I'd be the one showing you the cool sights?
As I bring it up.
I'm a little surprised myself.
Wow, what a difference between
Uncommon
the
bond.
bricks and the extruded ones, right? Oh, check out all these chandeliers.
Chandelier!
Sometimes
I'm
the
sorry.
crystals have magical
That was bad.
properties.
I should be shot.
That's
I'm
cool.
sorry, but I like Theo, okay?
Sunburst,
Hey, your
so
savior
glad
has
you're
come.
here.
In the antique store?
In Ponyville, Starlight's really been looking forward to your visit. Though I'm glad
Tee-hee.
you're in the antique store too. I'm usually the only one.
Sad
That's
day.
crazy.
Single
Who
tear.
doesn't like antiquing, right?
Right. Ooh, look. An
So,
ancient map of
I can
Equestria
just
made by
continue
the
what I
mighty
say. I think you
elf.
will relate a lot to Twilight
Now,
too,
with the help of unicorn
but I think
magic
Twilight
or Pegasus
relates a lot to
flight,
Sunburst.
The Earth ponies of the mighty Helm were able to map the entire coast of Equestria.
Huh.
Cool.
That is interesting. I wouldn't call it cool, but interesting. Or Starlight. I never realized how bored I was with my friend Sunburst. adorable. I love her. She reminds me a lot of Nozawa. For those of you who haven't read any comics on my DeviantArt, just know it's a character that makes a lot of good faces.
Oh, I do like it. I mean, if you like it, I like it. Besides, we've almost...
It's bigger on the inside. That's how it works. You gotta deal with it. Wow. Twilight and Sunburst are actually just having more fun together than... Oh, wow.
Did you see this Palaminian letter opener?
Wow, that goes well with this ancient phoenix feather quill. We could write to each other.
Oh my god.
I really like this old-timey barrel.
Actually, the stuff I bought is inside the barrel, but I can't wait to see what it is.
Oh god.
Wait, you don't know what you bought?
Mm-mm.
How?
Sort of like a treasure hunt.
But how would you know if you got what you wanted? It's your value of what you pay. Whatever.
In the original old Ponish.
At least in loot box, they tell you you're gonna get a guaranteed worth what you pay. But like this, it's like
Ponish saying, reward
whatever.
prefers risk.
Hashtag also hashtag not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by the loot box.
Why don't we look through this stuff later?
Yeah.
At least they can take a hint.
Starlight.
I mean,
Well, I don't know if you're gonna remember this, but...
Is this?
whoa.
Dragon Pit! I remember that game.
Is it like
You two
Dungeons
used
and
to play it?
Dragons?
Pretty much any time we weren't working on magic. I can't believe you found a copy.
Well, you see, I call Dungeon Dice Monster.
Sunburst would get so excited whenever his dragon got trapped, he knocked the whole board over. That's adorable.
That's adorable.
Well, it's an exciting game.
That's
I
adorable.
have a little more control over my horn now.
I don't know. This is so like it's. Ooh. Man.
Oh, some pony's dragon's gonna get trapped.
Now you. I That's it.
Doesn't seem so exciting to me.
Yes, it is adorable.
There's a lot of blushing in this episode, and it just makes it even more adorable.
I hope you're enjoying your visit so far.
Are you kidding? I mean, first antiquing, and then spending time with Twilight?
Oh.
Yo,
yeah.
dude, don't just drop the.
Pretty great.
All right.
Right? I mean, I know she's a princess, but I never thought she'd be so fun to just hang out with.
Well,
all the
she
princesses
is
are
the
fun to hang
princess
out
of
with, actually.
friendship.
Right.
She got to
I
there.
guess that makes sense.
So,
Trust me.
tomorrow, I thought...
I suppose I'm just surprised at how well we get along.
Here we
I
go.
don't have much in common with most ponies.
You two are pretty similar. I don't know many ponies who are fluent in Old Ponish.
Exactly! Oh, I probably have more in common with Twilight than
Old
any pony
Ponish.
in Equestria.
Really?
Right.
So you're telling me you're not speaking English right now?
Anyway,
You're
I better get
speaking
some sleep.
Ponish. Whatever.
Ponyville might be small,
I
but
can
there's
deal with
a
that.
lot to do. Maybe we should ask Twilight what she recommends we see.
Sure.
Great. Good night, Starlight.
Nah,
Good night.
man. I'm actually feeling for Starlight here. I mean, if I
Knock, knock!
okay.
Oh, hi, Starlight. Is it morning already?
Yep.
Two
Early, but like you said, there's a lot to see in Ponyville.
2 a.m.
Right.
like a boss.
Okay.
Plus, I couldn't really sleep. I just kept thinking about all the stuff we have in common and how much fun we'll have today.
Great. Is Twilight up yet?
Actually, I'm pretty sure she's busy with princess stuff today.
Yeah, it's lots of princess stuff. I mean, if that one episode with a bunch of paperwork is anything to go by.
I've got a full day of stuff planned. Just you and me.
Man, the faces. Oh my lord, smiling. It's
Turning
adorable.
around, or preferably leaving the room so I could get changed.
Oh, right.
It's oh, that's fine. I watch you when you sleep. It's okay. I mean, what's the problem? We're all naked here.
Sweet
What about
apple
me?
pie.
I mean, like, come on. Again, that consistency of
Because
clothing
you
and
used to drink so much apple juice as foals?
It's like that Zootopia part. It's like the Zootopia part.
I mean,
All
it
right.
was all we drank. Here, try an apple. I bet that'll jog your memory. Ow.
Oh, hey, Trixie.
What are you doing here?
I often seek the privacy of the orchard to practice new feats of amazement.
Oh,
And also I fell asleep.
that works too.
Oh,
In
well,
random areas.
Sunburst and I were just catching up,
This
so...
this episode just got
Suppose
100
we
times
want to
better.
see a never-before-witnessed magical marvel.
Sure.
Uh,
Why not?
so are we gonna go down the list of each one of
Visiting
Starlight's
from
friends
Starlight's
and
past,
have them just take away
amazed
Sunburst?
By the great and powerful and current best friend of Starlight, Trixie!
She's getting better. You can tell, I think.
I give you the unicorn escape.
Oh God.
One more twist and the great and powerful Trixie requires a little assistance.
Since I know someone's gonna put it in the comment section, I'm gonna say it myself. This
I
scene
know.
is only a sin if you
There's a
close your
special
eyes and
link.
use your
I can't
imagination.
lift the chain up long enough to find it.
Same with this scene.
Well, if I could do magic like that, I'd have a whole slew of new tricks at my disposal.
I always
Man,
liked
like,
close-up magic
Twilight and
because
Starlight,
I knew I could
like,
do it if I just practiced.
God tier at this point. You just reaching up like the 5th stage of your etch ladder. I mean, come on, Trixie. Helping her out with her own tricks. It's nice. I think this episode is really trying to convey that, like, even though Starlight's not getting like 100% of the attention of Sunburst, at least he's actually showing like he can make more friends than just his current one, and that right there is great.
Starlight, why didn't you tell me how much Sunburst and I had in common?
Gee, I don't know.
Oh my lord! Like,
I know Trixie's magic
Yep,
is,
up,
you know,
here we go.
fun, but the mirror pool is actual magic.
No,
Whoa.
no,
This
don't.
place is pure pony lore.
Sure.
Yep. I mean, it's supposed to be all dangerous.
Yeah, and bad.
They shouldn't have broken the seal to get in, but you
Huh?
wanted to see the sights of Ponyville,
What?
right?
All right.
So Pinkie Pie just dove in and made copies of herself?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that.
If we made copies of ourselves,
Don't do that.
we could get a year's worth of hanging out over in one day.
Don't. Don't.
Not that we would.
Do you hear that?
Here she is.
I hope it's not a leftover.
I'm pretty sure it's
Pinkie
Maud's
Pie.
turn, right?
Not exactly.
Yeah.
Maud.
As soon as we went to the cave, I'm like, yeah.
This cavern's actually connected to mine.
What are you doing?
Tapping.
Maud
Tapping.
isn't super chatty. I mean, you and I could sit around
Episode.
and talk
Oh my lord,
all
I love the
day,
season so
but
much.
She looks pretty busy.
Are you taking some kind of core sample?
Not exactly. I'm uncovering this section of strata for closer study. You might want to step back. I'm studying this area's metamorphic.
Foliation.
Forget
Is this nice phylated
Rarities,
slate?
like,
Wow. The pressure
cutie
rush
marks
must be
to
pretty
find
good
gems.
for
Look
the
at this.
planar fabric to be this consistent.
You know about geology?
Of course he does.
I dabble. For example, by the speleothems in this cave, I kind of figured there was another way out.
Because of the calcite deposits.
I have not a single clue what's going on, but never have rocks have sounded so interesting to me coming out of her mouth. You can tell how much fun that she's having. But poor Starlight, I feel for her, yeah.
Doing stage magic with Trixie, studying new rocks with Maud. You're here, so I guess you two aren't off translating some ancient old Ponish text. What are you talking about? Why would Sunburst be doing any of that? I thought he came to Ponyville to see you. I thought so too, but it hasn't worked out that way. When we were foals, we had more in common than any two ponies in Equestria. But now, it seems like he's got more in common with my friends than he does with me.
Hey.
Oh, every pony changes. But that doesn't mean there aren't still things you both like. You both love magic, right?
Both love magic. You both love, you know,
you're really good at it.
The little
and
dragon
Sunburst
thing.
Practically knows every spell that ever was.
Ha! Ha ha!
Right.
Ha! I like to see him go back in time. Can he go back in time?
I try.
Again, Princess of Friendship and no, it's just
Mine
being a
I
good
found
friend in
some
general. But hey,
fascinating sedimentary stratum, but when I turned to show you, you were gone.
Mod does have a way of making rocks really interesting.
Tell me
but
about it.
I wanted to work on something a little more us.
What's this?
Just a little something I made up.
oh,
Whoa! You made up this spell? Just now?
Yeah.
I saw. I know somebody who makes up her own spells just on the fly. You're gonna have to impress me, Starlight.
Wow!
I know, right? But wait, there's more.
Cool, right?
Sure.
Now we can play Dragon Pit.
Oh, God.
Just like we used to.
She's a yonder. I mean, this is so adorable.
Actually, I thought
I
you
mean,
would
nothing's
more.
wrong with this.
Nothing was better than just you and me playing this game when we were fools, right?
Oh God.
Starlight.
Do you want to be red or blue?
Oh God.
Starlight! I don't want to play the game at all!
Oh. We're staying as this though. That's the two darn it.
What's going on in here? Nothing. I was trying to have fun doing the one thing I thought we still had in common. But I guess we don't even have that anymore.
My Christ, what is up with these episodes and being so good?
I don't understand. Starlight and I have known each other since we were foals, but that doesn't mean we have to be foals to hang out.
Starlight does have a tendency to overdo.
Maybe
one
it's
time,
surprising how well I
two,
get along with
three-
all of her friends, but she and
Forget
I
it.
still have tons in common.
Maybe you just need to remind her what those things are.
That's it. That's exactly what I'll do. Right after I think of them.
Uh-oh.
You know, Sunburst, I was kind of skeptical on you on the beginning of this episode, but I gotta say, you're awesome.
I am quite impressive.
Very.
And we share a love for prestidigitation.
I'm happy you finally
Right.
said that word.
And Starlight and I share a lot of things too. I just need to think of them. What else do you guys have in common?
Well, we both made not so great choices in the past.
One of their own free will, the other one being, you know,
And we're
relatively
self-conscious about
okay.
every pony judging us, even though we've both changed and are trying hard to be better.
oh no,
Yeah,
Trixie, you're gonna saw yourself in
bad.
half. You're not ready for this level of expertise.
I can think of something you have in common. You're both poor practice audiences.
Okay.
Starlight and I don't really have a lot in common, other than feeling different from most ponies. And comedy.
Comedy?
I'm very funny.
What's that?
Hilarious.
No,
Well, that's more than I can think of that she and I have in common.
It's just
we don't
hilarious.
really spend that much time talking about that, though. Mostly we're just comfortable around each other.
Yeah.
We used to be. We did everything together. But now I'm wondering if we've spent so much time
You're a best
apart
friend.
that we don't
Best
connect over
friend
anything anymore. And
forever.
if we can't connect over anything, then maybe we're not even friends.
Well, at least it's not serious.
That was a joke.
Was a joke.
See, you gotta learn like the mod's
I
mentality.
appreciate
You
trying to help
me
Twilight.
and her are on the same wavelength.
But
We're
it
fine.
seems pretty clear that Sunburst and I have grown apart.
I understand, but I feel like that only happens if you both let it. You still want to be friends, right?
Hmm.
I created a spell so we could relive playing a game in our childhood home.
Not creepy at all.
Bodies.
Not creepy at all.
Right.
Come on. Name one
not
thing
sure
about that
Sunburst
that
wants to
everything
stay
about that
friends
is creepy.
I think you might be surprised.
Hmm.
Prepare yourself.
For the new and improved Dragon Pit!
What?
We had to take out a few spaces to get it to fit.
Like
but
adorable.
We missed them. Maud made the dice.
Not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if she like punched the holes in those dice.
This is the lightest igneous rock. It seemed the best choice.
And I added the special effects. There's nothing like a little well-placed magic smoke.
Looks like some pony's dragon is gonna get trapped.
I thought you didn't want to play this game.
Not as like
No, I didn't want to pretend to be a
Foals.
foal.
Come
But
on.
If you wanted to play, I thought it'd be fun to play a version big enough for full-grown ponies.
that thing is taking a long
I
time.
think. Fun, right?
Okay.
Actually, it's missing something.
And then he died. The end.
Now it's fun.
It's like, oops, I underestimated how deep that hole would have been. And by the way, you're fixing my floor. Got no problem.
I don't know why I got so worried about us not having anything in common.
Yeah, I kind of think it doesn't matter as long as we enjoy each other's company.
And that game was certainly enjoyable.
What made it even better was
That's
getting
great.
to play it with all my friends.
Come on. You can tell she's just like,
See you soon?
Yeah.
You bet. I want to hear if you find anything interesting in that
Oh,
barrel.
Lord.
Trust me, Starlight. You'll be the first to know.
It turns out to be like the newest villain of the season finale I'm gonna get into. Like, oh my god, this is a big setup. I was joking. Wait, hold on. Is that the Star Swirl thing? Hold on. I'm gonna give me a second. Okay, forgive my memory, but I do believe we've seen that book before, and I have to say, I think it was when the season 3 finale, and like you had Princess Celestia being like, "Hey, the Star Swirl, he made a spell and then tried to control the elements. It's stupid, didn't do it because he had friends. He needs friends. He needs to do it." All right, I was joking. By the way, I didn't mean to actually look. Okay, I wasn't on the spot. I'd be like, okay, it turns out what's in that barrel is gonna be the next villain. Turns out what's in that barrel is probably gonna be what's in the season finale, because there's no reason why to hype that thing up like that for no reason. So, season finale has something to do with Star Swirl. Gotcha. I hate you people who apparently thought it'd be a great, funny idea to ask me what my stance on Star Swirl was. You know who you are if you're watching it, and you should be ashamed of yourself. First of all, but yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. No one spoiled anything about me. I even made it really clear that I said in the comment, what a random and spontaneous question to ask me out of the blue. And then I just gave them a half butt answer. Just like I wasn't gonna be 100% honest with it. Star Swirl has been an interesting take for me. Trust me, he has. But the only things we had implicating to him were the only thing we had accountable to him was the thing in season 3, a spell about going back in time in the season, I think season 1, and other small things and theories and speculation, especially like the background stuff what he had with Tyrek and had with the Dazzlings by banishing them into the other universe there and stuff. We got that, and he was an interesting character. Now, Star Swirl showing up in the series, that's what I'm speculating right now, because, like, thanks to that comment, and also thanks to the book, we can disclose that maybe or not that this is going to have something really pertaining to Star Swirl. Now, I'm only bringing this up now. Obviously, I'm going to watch the season finale after this whole entire interview is done, so don't put, like, down in the comment section about stupid, like, cryptic spoiler crap down there, alright? Don't do that. I already watched it. Yeah, I'm just saying this as like my own theory thing, because you won't actually see the reaction until the initial date that it's supposed to come out this October. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm just gonna get all my speculations out this time. So if anything's right or wrong in this video, you would know when the actual reaction of that is up. Now, my only theory that I can really come up with on the spot, I'm not thinking about this at this point. I'm just gonna go right on the spot on this. Star Swirl's book has something either to do with Star Swirl either still being alive, even though he's not an immortal pony, and I'm pretty sure he exists in the beginning time, so he should be dead. Has something to do with time travel to allow us to see Star Swirl. But my main thing is we're gonna see Star Swirl. I can't wait for that, because one thing I wanted to see about Star Swirl is just his personality. I want to know what it is and what it's about. In the season 4, in the season 3 finale, Celestia said that he didn't really understand friendship. Now, this does not automatically mean that he could not have friends. He just didn't understand it. There has been a lot of people in my life that didn't understand friendship but still had friends around, because at least the one thing that person did know is that having other people around made him feel a little bit different than being alone. Now, understanding friendship is way different than just having friends. Trust me. So, that's my speculation on that. Because for Season 4, we got that he actually talked to, I forgot his name, but, you know, the guy with Tyrek, and actually, you know, befriended him, in a way. And that's how they got rid of Tyrek, with the help that he provided, and banished him to Tartarus and whatnot. So, it's like, that sort of deal, it depends on, like, the timeline in that aspect, like, when he wanted to make that spell for the elements, and when he started actually understanding friendship a little bit more before or after making that spell. Now, Star Swirl, again, I don't know why my mind goes back to those 1 or 2 comments just telling me about Star Swirl. I think I would have seen the book, guys. I think I would have had speculations without your dumb implications that I'm stupid. Okay, I think I'm going to start simmering down, because this is starting getting to the territory that maybe people are going to start taking me a little bit more seriously. So I'm going to just take a sip of this non-sponsored related drink. Let you guys know, it's fine. This is what you guys do. I'm actually used to this at this point. This happened like multitude of times for various episodes and various reasons. Now, was this a smart thing to do? I constantly have to say it's not the smartest thing to do, but it's something I would really appreciate not happening anymore. Do not put any type of vague anything the next season. Season 8 has been confirmed, so if there's something going on in Season 8, do not, for the life of you, be cryptic. Don't do that. It actually kind of, it does make me a little bit angry, but it doesn't make me angry enough to blame you guys for what you are. If you want to have fun with it, have fun with it in a way of saying everyone dies in Season 8. In the beginning of the episode, everyone dies. I know that's a joke because that's stupid. However, tell me about Star Swirl out of the blue when we haven't gotten any information about Star Swirl since, I believe, the Rainbow Rocks movie. And that's just me going off the top of my head, alright? And that was a long time ago. So, it's like, don't do that. I remember this show. This show is too good to forget crucial or great characters. It's like saying Discord shows up and I'm like, who's this dude? No, that won't happen. So if you want to play around in the sense that you know for a fact that I won't get a hint of something that's going to come up in the future. All right, That's why I have to say this. I'm gonna be like the episode where Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash. You think it's fun, and I know I like you having fun, but I will put my foot down and say, whenever something's about to come up, do your best. If you're gonna make a comment about it, do your best to make it not obvious. Alright? Not obvious. See, be like William. Be like William in this matter. With his naming scheme of like previous reactions or anything to go by, he is a jokester in the right way. He makes jokes constantly. I remember one thing about like something involving like I think it was one of the Gen 1 characters coming back, but the entire time I was thinking like this one Gen 1 character, it was actually this one Gen 1 character. Now, the shock and surprise of a Gen 1 character coming into the series was still a shock, but he baited me thinking that it's this guy when it was actually this guy, which brings in even more shock factor. I'm so deluded in this direction, and then when the show puts me in that direction, I'm still shocked. When you blatantly say something about a character, that's pretty much telling you exactly what's going to happen later on, is that. I don't like dwelling on this a little bit too much, and I know I've been ranting a little bit, but this is serious. This is actually really getting on my nerves to the point where I have to say something about it, but also say it in a way that I understand. I don't hate you for it. Just know that's my stance on it. Don't do it, alright? That's all I'm going to say. That's it. Now, the rest of this episode, I got to say this. Alright. I think I'm going to put this segment in the beginning, and then just keep this rant at the end for people who care, alright? So, Starlight and her friends. That's one of the main things that they really wanted to build up in this, well, in the previous seasons and seasons in general, of her building up her newfound friends and also getting to know them and like them. I also liked how they delved into why Trixie finds being around Starlight was so entertaining, because they actually do have some things in common about, you know, their past and stuff like that. Same thing with Maud. They have a very niche people that they like to hang out with because they understand each other in a whole other level that average ponies don't seem to understand. And so on and so forth with that. Having Sunburst show up, at first, when my first impressions of Sunburst were like in the previous episodes that we've seen him, and I've been kind of indifferent in his character, and now I'm happy that this episode pretty much brought him up way high in my I appreciate you for existing category, like that sort of thing. Because Sunburst turned from just this geeky kind of male version of Twilight, but like bootlegged sort of, into an actual full-blown character who knows how to adapt to other people's situations and know when to put his hoof down. As soon as Starlight went full yandere mode, it's like, I want us to be exactly like it used to be way back in the past. No one's gonna interrupt us here. I'm gonna spend my time with Senpai. I'm going to spend my time the best way with Senpai. That sort of deal with the whole magic deal and being foals. Yeah, okay, I would be creeped out too. I would just, no, none of that. You turn me back into a 5-year-old, no, alright? So, we're gonna hang out, let's hang out as adults. So, that's that sort of thing. I like that. He really stood up for himself in that aspect, and in the aspect of just making new friends as well. Starlight being, with his interest in antiques, that's why I said I was happy they present where I can't say it for the life of me. That word with Trixie and helping out with her own magic. I think we get to see like Trixie like get into the message of how she should be using her magic since she has like such a low level accustomed to it. So doing that sort of thing along with real magic can help her a lot. Now. And with Maud, with their fascinations with rocks and other assortments of geological and things in the earth and stuff, it's great. So having Sunburst also have a connection with Starlight's friends brings them closer together. And now we have we officially 100%. This episode pretty much solidified it. Sunburst, Maud, Trixie, Twilight, and Starlight as like 6. Wow, I'm really failing school. 5 characters, and we need one more character for her to be like best friends with, or you can count Sunset. If we count Sunset, that's like the main 6 there. Sure, we have one of the other main 6 previous members being Twilight in there, but we can count her, it's fine. She's a teacher, it works. I like to count that as like the full 6 circle of friends for her, in a sense. If you really think about it that way, you got Sunset's cool because they have a lot to relate to as well, along with like their own like back and forth banter they had with one another in that one short. If people want to count that as canon, which I think they should. Twilight for obvious reasons, Maud for her reasons, and Trixie and Sunburst for their reasons as well. Like the circle of friends for Starlight is exactly what I wanted for Discord. Except I didn't get that really. I didn't really get that. I have to say that because for Discord, I remember me saying this as soon as he became like a good guy, thanks to Fluttershy. If he didn't get like more friends to hold on to, his villainous ways will come back. He will be persuaded, and look what happened. Tyrek came in. That was like the one my highlighted like Amadeus moments there, because a lot of people have Amadeus moments, but that was like obvious. I mean, that's what happens when a villain does not get a proper thing. But for Starlight, if I honestly see her falling back on her friends if anyone wants to corrupt her to the side of evil again. And I don't even think that's actually gonna happen. So it's like, okay, Discord isn't really much of a friend to her, even though they did have that one, you know, moment together and stuff like that with versus the Changelings. But really, Discord's friend is Twilight. Discord's friend is Fluttershy. That's just like a bottom line, bare bones. Yes, obviously. And the second closest being Pinkie Pie. So that's the second closest, and that's saying a lot compared to the others. So there's that. So what this episode pretty much gave to me was that this show has really progressed, obviously, for more reasons than one. Like, for the past few episodes that I've been watching, they have done so much in forms of character development, world building even, and bringing back characters and making them more than what you think they were going to be. Starlight being the first to do this, and the rest of the background characters that turned into real foreground characters that can show up at any point and actually work in with the story easily is great. So I'm just, you know how happy I was when seeing that Starlight made it so that Trixie and Maud can now just show up randomly. It'll make sense because they live around the area now and hang out with Starlight, one of my favorite characters, and just make the episode 100 times better. So yeah, okay. So I love this episode. I love it how like endearing it was, and I can't wait to see what this whole Star Swirl shenanigans are gonna do. Like, I'm curious though, because the last thing I remember from that book is that Celestia had it. How the heck did it get inside of a barrel in Ponyville? We'll figure that out. I'll figure that out this is like Homestuck. I'll know in like 5 seconds. You guys won't know it until like next week. Have fun with that. See you guys next time. Bye.